Very good morning students. Today we are going to see unification of Italy and unification of Germany. So first let us see unification of Italy. Mazzini had played an important role in the unification of Italy. Who played an important role? Mazzini. What is his full name? Giuseppe Mazzini, and he formed a secret society called Young Italy in Marseilles to spread his god. What was his god? That is unification of Italy. For that purpose, what he formed? Secret society. What is the name of that secret society? Young Italy. Where he formed a secret society first time? That is Marseilles. Okay, he believed Italy could not continue to be a patchwork of small states and had to be forged into a single unified republic. He believed that? What he believed? That the Italy was divided into 7 princely states. It should not be like that. It should not be a patchwork of small states. Instead of that, it should be it should come under one force, that is under the unified republic. So he is thinking like that the Italy was divided into several princely states or 7 princely states. It should not be like that in the patchwork of small states. Instead of that, it should come under one head or one unified republic, and then only they can improve, like that he was thinking. Then during 1830s, Mazzini sought to put together a coherent program for the unitary Italian Republic. When he started his work in 1830s, and he started to a different programs to make the unitary Italian Republic. As uprising in 1831 and 1848 had failed, the mandate now fell on the Sardinia Piedmont under its ruler Emmanuel II of Unify Italy. Then he tried twice. In which year? 1831 first he tried, and again he is trying in 1848 after 17 years. Both time he become failure, and who is taking next charge? That is the Emmanuel II, who was that the ruler of Sardinia Piedmont, or one of the princely states was ruling by Italian princes. Then under the chief minister of Cavour, who is the king of that time, Emmanuel II, and Emmanuel II's chief minister, that is Cavour, and he is succeeded in destroying the Austrian powers in 1859. After 11 years, we can see the under the leadership of Emmanuel II, and his ministry is taking charge of fighting with or removing the other powers, or sending other powers out, and when they become succeeded 1859. Then even Garibaldi joined the fray, and in 1860 they marched to South Italy and the kingdom of Two Sicilies, and with the help of the local peasants draw out Spanish rulers. Then 1860, one more leader is joining with Cavour, that is Garibaldi, and he is joining with chief minister of Cavour, and both of them are marching to Sicilies, that is the part of Italy, and with the help of the local peasants of Sicily, they are overcoming they are becoming successful, and they are sending the Spanish rulers out. In 1861, Victor Emmanuel II was proclaimed as the King of Unified Italy. King of Unified Italy. So we want to think, before when we are starting with Emmanuel II, that time it was a part of Italy, only one part, one province of Italy, and here all the provinces of all 7 provinces of Italy coming together and making the Victor Emmanuel II as their ruler, and what was they were started to call King of Unified Italy. In which year? 1861. So once again the dates we will think. First war with Italian means the princely states of Italy, that is in 1831. Second one, it is 1848. Then next war, and they are becoming successful in 1859. Again next one fighting against Two Sicilies, that is ruling by Spanish, that in 1860. and they are becoming rulers, means getting that unified Italy, that is in 1861. So it is starting with 1831 and ending with 1861. So we can see 30 years differences, and 1831, 1848, 1859, 1860 and 1861. So these last three dates, it is easy to remember. How? 61, 60, 59, 59, 60, 61, like that you can remember. Then first one, it is ending by 61, then starting by 31, and the first success they are getting in 1859, the last failure, that is in 1848, before 11 years. Like there are some association you can make and keep it that dates very clearly in your mind, then very easily you can answer. So this is all about the unification of Italy. Then we are coming the unification of Germany. Italy was divided into 7 states, but Germany was divided into 39 independent states. Okay, so 7 states in Italy, 29 independent states in Germany. In 18th century, Germany was divided into number of states. Some of these states ceased to exist during the Napoleonic War. At the end of the war, there were still 39 independent states in Germany. Some area it is taken by Napoleon, then rest of the area it is 39 independent states. Then Prussia was the most powerful and dominant by big landlord known as the Jungers. So who is Junger? That is one of the big landlord who was dominating Prussia, and that's why Prussia was most powerful on that time. If you are speaking to your grandparents, those who are well educated, they may say like that. Instead of Germany, they may say like that Prussia, like that was the one of the name in up to 70s, like that people was speaking. Those who are educated, like that people, they were speaking instead of Germany, Prussia, like that in synonymous in way, because the Prussia was most powerful. So they was associating Germany or Prussia like that. Okay, so starting with that one, the unification of Germany, starting with the powerful leader of Prussia, that is Junger. Nationalist feeling were widespread among middle class German who had tried to unite the different regions of German Federation into a nation state governed by elected president. The people of Germany who is taking the initiative to or who started to think like that, make a unified Germany, that is from young people, middle class Germans, that also young people, and they are thinking like that we can make a German Federation with the 39 states, with removing that one, and we can make a nation state. From German Federation, they want to make a nation state governed by elected parliament. 1848, a large number of political associations came together to vote all German National Assembly. Already we studied 1848. What was that? That is the Mazzini becoming failure in the last war with to make the unified Italy. But here we are starting that they are coming together, political associations coming together to vote for all German National Assembly. Here they are starting with voting, that is in 1848, and in Italy 1848 Mazzini becoming failure. And at the same time, Emmanuel II is taking the leadership of the unification of Italy. Then a large number of political associations came together to vote for all German National Assembly. Their representative met at Frankfurt, and the Frankfurt Assembly proposed unification of Germany as a constitutional monarchy under the King of Prussia as emperor. So in 1848, first time they are thinking about the making the German National Assembly, all German National Assembly, and they are all their representatives, they are coming together in Frankfurt for the Frankfurt Assembly. Then in that they are making the proposal like that Germany going to make a becoming a constitutional monarchy under the leadership of the who will be the king of monarch of that time, King of Prussia as the emperor. But the King of Prussia rejected the offer, and liberal initiative of nation building was repressed by the combined force of the monarchy and the military and the junglers. Then what is happening? The Prussian king, he was not ready to accept the proposal what the Frankfurt assembly taken. Instead of that, he is taking the initiative to make the repression or suppress the initiative taken by the people with the help of monarchy, military and junglers. Junglers means the powerful landlords. With the help of that landlord, military and monarchship, what he is doing, he is trying to repress all the initiative taken by the middle class educated people. Then on Prussia, under its chief minister Otto von Bismarck, led the movement for unification of Germany. Even though king was against the proposal, but it is taken by the chief minister of Prussia. And what he is doing, he is starting the movement, or he started to lead the movement for unification of Italy. Bismarck carried out this process with the help of Prussian army and bureaucracy. And slowly Otto von Bismarck, what he is taking the interest of the Prussian army as well as the bureaucracy, means the officials. And he fought 3 wars over 7 years. He is fighting with whom? The countries who was taken this states under them, that is Denmark, Austria, France, like that. And Frankfurt and his group, they are fighting 3 wars over 7 years with Denmark, Austria and France. One by one they are becoming successful. And when they finish the French war, that time almost the unification of Italy came to Germany, that dream came to true. Prussia was victorious in all 3 wars, and the process of unification was completed as the result of the Prussian victory over France. So with the Prussian victory, they are becoming made the unified Germany or unification of Germany. Consequently, in January 1871, an assembly comprising of princes of German states, very carefully, representatives of the army, important Prussian ministers and Bismarck, they gathered in the place of Versailles and proclaimed the Prussian king, Kaiser William, the new German emperor. And what the decision taken in the Frankfurt, in the same way they are making the unified Germany and under the constitutional monarchy, and who is becoming the emperor, that is Prussian king only. That is, what was his name? Kaiser William. And who before some years the Prussian king, it rejected, and when it is 1848 and in 1871 they are accepting that one, the Prussian king and his the members, those who gathered there in 1871, they are taking the decision constitutional monarchy, and Kaiser William, the Prussian king, he is becoming the new German emperor under the constitutional monarchy. This is all about unification of Germany and Italy. We will continue in next video.